Hey Curators, welcome back for another mashup episode between myself. I'm Naomi. I am joined today by my sister Zoe of the Felicity Yarn Studio channel.
Hey y'all.
So if you have watched our last few videos on our channels, we have been talking about hosting a Steek along, and so we thought we would get together today to chat about that make along, as well as we picked out 10 patterns that would be that are designed for steeking, and so we thought we would run through those and any little tips or hints that we want to give, and I guess the KAL details and all that good stuff.
I don't have any tips. This is my first time steeking, so
I guess first with the nitty gritty administrative side of things.
We're official now. Yeah.
Very official sounding, yes. Is the make along will run through the end of 2020. So from now until December 31st. And we are going to pull winners or reward people for participating.
Yes.
From Ravelry and Instagram. And the way to enter on Instagram is to use the hashtag
SteekAlong
2020. Sorry,
yeah.
I had a brain fart just then.
I get it.
So
and
yeah,
then,
use that hashtag, and then there is a chatter thread on our joint Ravelry group, which is the Curated Felicity podcast groups on Ravelry. And if you're still able and comfortable using the platform, pop on over there, chat with other people, show your progress, and eventually when it gets a little bit further in the year, we'll make a finished object thread, or do you want to combine it into one thread?
Let's say just make it all one thread.
Okay. So just post in the one thread.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We're not super, like, I don't know. We fly by the seat of our pants over here.
Yeah. We're semi-professional.
Yes. Sorry, my voice just decided it wants to go out all of a sudden. So
No worries. So yeah, if for those of you who are new or not familiar, steeking is a technique used in which you cut your knitting to achieve a flat surface, and typically it's used when you're doing color work and you want the flat finished object. You want color work knitted flat, but you knit it in the round, which makes it easier to do the color work. Sorry, my book is like,
yeah. Traditionally, it is for like cardigans, or you might steek open an armhole or a neck hole on a garment.
You can also do it for a blanket or a shawl. Go ahead.
I actually have mine here in front of me.
What you're working on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll get to this.
Yeah.
So my tips, I have steeked twice now, and one was a big deal and one was a very minor deal. But my tips for steeking are to use a non-superwash yarn, and
that's what's traditionally done.
Traditionally used, yes. And there's some great affordable 100% wools or blends out there, like Holst or Rauma, Knit Picks. You can even find some Lion brand, I think, have some 100% wools that can be found at Michael's, or is AC Moore still a craft store? I haven't seen them in forever.
I think Michael's bought them, but
yeah, those types of stores, Hobby Lobby, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just cannot stand the idea of using a non-superwash yarn, you can steek superwash. There's a big caveat to that, which is, one, it's not recommended. I've done it. Don't repeat my mistake. And two, if you are determined to steek superwash, you have to reinforce your steek using a sewing machine, and you do that by running a zigzag stitch along the side of where you're actually cutting. So
yes, because non-superwash wool hasn't been treated so it grips to itself, and that's why it doesn't all unravel once
like Velcro. It's built in Velcro.
Essentially.
So yeah, those are our two big tips. The other one is if you want to join in the make along in the 10 patterns we're going to run through real quick. If those don't strike your fancy, then you can either search the Steek tag on Ravelry, or I like, when I look for patterns, I use the advanced pattern browse feature, and you can go into, it's either construction or
attributes or something. Yeah.
And there should be one for Steeked in there, and you can click that, and that'll return results as well for patterns that are designed to be steeked.
Yeah.
So
they're pretty easy to find, and I guess we can list at least the ones that we've gone over in the Ravelry thread as well. Sorry, there was a fly just like flying at my face. But yeah, we'll leave that as a resource in the thread as well in case you want to go back and look. And of course, everything should be in the description box.
Yeah. It usually is. I'm not super lazy about.
I'm just messing.
Stuff. And then we will. Full disclosure, because you'll probably hear us say this a lot. Everything that we are about to mention, we both really want to knit, and
yes.
So
These
we're
have all been on our list.
That have been on our list for a while. Some of which we didn't even realize employed steeking. So we'll jump right in. So both of us, for the make along, and what prompted this is we are both making the Woodlark shawl.
So this doesn't look very shawl-like at the moment, but these are the Steek stitches where the cutting will happen, and so then it will make a triangle shawl once it opens up.
Yeah, so as you can see, that's knit in the round, and then it does have colorwork motifs. I'll put a picture in.
That I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah. So, and I'm a little bit further than Zoe in that pattern. I need to pick it back up, but it's really enjoyable. I will caution anyone who is perhaps new to colorwork, might not be the pattern for you for this particular make along, just because I just feel like it's not the clearest pattern.
Well, fair enough. I haven't actually knit any of the colorwork yet, but I was going to say for me, it was more the getting this pattern off of the ground, because it is, you're starting off with 12 or 13 stitches in the round, and there's 6 or 7 stitch markers in between there. It's just a little bit fiddly, and if you're persistent enough, you can get past that. Once you get, the first kind of 7 or 8 rows done.
Yeah, I'm not bragging. It only took me one start to get it started.
So I started it, like, the first time wasn't that bad, but then I wasn't happy with the laddering because I was magic looping. So I frogged it and I started over again, and that time it took me like 6 times to get it worked out right. I don't know what was wrong with my brain or my hands or what.
It happens sometimes. So that's the Woodlark shawl. Really beautiful shawl, and we are both we're using different yarns. Oh, did you want to mention that?
I'm using, this is some yarn that I dyed. This is my Highland wool, and I am going to dye up maybe like some kits, because this is only a 3-skein shawl. You need 2 of the main color and 1 of the contrast color. So I was thinking about dyeing up some kits and some coordinating colorways, or if anybody has a request, for certain colors, please feel free to get in touch either here or Ravelry, Instagram, wherever. We're on Etsy. You can message me there too. So I was thinking if anybody wants something, a little bit special, who's going to join in and wants to knit this shawl. I've got lots of this Highland wool still sitting around that I just haven't gotten around to dyeing up yet.
I was going to say with that, if anyone is interested, Whenever I have something specific in mind for a color, I will often send Zoe a message and we'll trade pictures back and forth of what the exact color is, because sometimes we use different words to describe different colors.
Yes. Or the same word to describe two different colors.
So funny story, when I was getting her to dye yarn for my Soldatna, I kept saying I wanted a emerald blue yarn, and what I meant was sapphire, but for some reason in my head I was stuck on emerald, and so...
Well, even now you've said emerald, and I'm glad I asked you for a picture, because your idea of emerald is completely different from my idea of emerald.
So, but that is to say, she is excellent to work with nailing down the color that you want for your yarn.
A little humble brag over here.
So, yeah, we're both making the Woodlark shawl, and then I'll let you talk about the next one if you'd like. Or
Oh, yeah. So the next one I have written down here is Ramblin' Woman by Caitlin Hunter. And if you guys have watched some of my past episodes, you'll know that I have actually also already dyed up yarn to knit this cardigan, and I just haven't gotten around to casting it on yet. But I know both you and I have wanted to knit this one for a while.
mm-hmm.
It's a really pretty, funky, all over color work, and it's in DK weight yarn, so it should knit up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's just another one of those ones that I'm like, I have too many projects going on.
Well, and the other thing is, like, to me, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's one of those projects where it kind of demands most of your attention when you're actually working on it. And so it's not like you can just sit on the couch and mindlessly knock out hours of stockinette. So being ready to dedicate that brain space to something just a little bit more.
Which I don't generally find color work to be too taxing if it's simple enough to where it's like a repeating thing, you know. I don't know.
I don't find it taxing. I just don't find it as mindless.
Fair enough.
It's, I still know I have to check my chart every row, even if I've memorized the repeat. I'm still counting while watching TV. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I get into a rhythm like 3, 2, 3, 2.
I have to count in my head the whole time. Anyways, we digress.
What was I gonna? Yeah, I had something else, but it's gone now. So.
Yeah. Oh well. So the next pattern that we looked at, in full disclosure, we just know that this particular designer designs with a lot of Steeks, but it is Ellie of Skandir Knits, and we thought the Otra sweater, once again, it's one that we both really want to knit, and this one's great because if you're wanting to participate and you're wanting to make a garment for yourself, it's just got a little bit of color work along the yoke, and then the Steek is worked, we believe, along the collar or the neckline, and then for the armholes as well.
Yeah. I think that's what I remember her talking about, on her podcast whenever that pattern came out a year and a half ago or whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really cute. And, if you're not wanting to commit to an all-over colorwork sweater, it's great for kind of getting some instant gratification and then moving into easier territory.
That might have to be a winter knit for me. I might need to buy some post for that.
You should. Their shipping's really fast for being international. So, and then Ellie does have a lot of other patterns that employ Steeking. So if that one's not for you, go check out her shop because she's got a lot of options.
So I've got the next one here is the S shawl. It's spelled ESS. But this is one that just came up when you and I were looking at the Steek tag, and it is colorwork shawl. And then from the description, if I remember correctly, where you steek, the strands then become fringe at the bottom of the shawl, which I thought was a really clever kind of design feature. And it was a really pretty shawl too, kind of simple and graphic and bold.
Yeah, it was cute.
Darcy's licking my hand. So anyway, yes, that shawl is, it looks really nice, and it's something that I could see myself knitting. Definitely, I like fringe, and I like a triangle shawl.
No, I'm just laughing at the thought of the cat sitting there.
She's sitting next to me licking my hand, yes.
No, that shawl is really cute, and it might have to go on my queue for future knits. So next up, I will butcher some French, and and this is the Lanzalou
Lanzalou, I think is how you say it.
By Jennifer Beal. I never claimed to be a great linguist. So this garment we both found via the Fruity Knitting podcast. Andrea knit one recently. As the time of this filming, she recently finished it. If I can find it on YouTube, I'll link it down below.
I don't know if she had finished it in the last episode or was very, very close to finishing it. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, we'll link it down below. It's a really pretty, once again, colorwork garment. And the color work kind of travels along the arms, across the chest, and then down back along the other arm. And it's kind of a bat wing.
Dolman sleeve, yeah.
And
what I found interesting about the construction of that one is what she was saying is there's like this color work band that goes up and across, but you do that whole tiny strip of color work in the round and then steek that and then pick up to make parts of the sweater. Yeah, it's a really interesting construction. There's all kinds of steeks in multiple places of the body. So
if you're a more adventurous or experienced knitter, it does sound, from when we've heard her describe it on their podcast, sounds really interesting. It's an absolutely gorgeous pattern.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, it's on both of our lists.
One day when we're feeling adventurous, maybe we'll have an adventurous KAL.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I think the next one is the Throwback Cardigan by Andrea Mowry. Again, this pattern has been out for a couple of years, so I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it. But again, it's one of the more kind of traditional use of steeks in that you're just steeking up the front to make a cardigan. But again, kind of a retro-y feel.
Hence the name.
Yes. And yeah, there's been some really pretty color combinations of those on Ravelry that I've seen.
And that's another great one where you're getting the color work in the yoke and then kind of smooth sailing on from there. And I think that one, I can't remember if it's a yoked sweater or a raglan, but either of those top-down constructions, if you're looking for if you're a newish garment knitter, I don't think it would be that big of a challenge to me.
I find the yoke sweaters to be pretty beginner friendly. I mean, raglans are too, but I feel like the shape of raglans can go a little more wonky than yokes can. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
But yeah, it's really cute. It has some really cute projects out there on Ravelry if you need some inspiration.
I think neither one of us have knit this, but I think there are 1 or 2 rows where it's like 3 colors, color work going on, just as a fair warning. But it's only like 1 or 2 rows, so it's not too taxing.
And so the next pattern is the Descent Cardigan. This is a pattern by Andrea Rangel. And sorry, guys, you got a lot of garments out of us, but
yes.
So this pattern is inspired by Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Supreme Court Justice, and it's meant to mimic the collar that lace, she little ruffle, and so that one's steeked up the middle as well to create the cardigan shape. I really like it. I think it's really cute, and even if you're not politically active or politically minded. I think it's subtle enough where most people wouldn't get the reference.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice garment regardless. So, let's see. The next one, I guess I got the other Andrew Mowry pattern here. She made a stone crop cardigan version of her stone crop pullover. So again, I know in our fail video, we talked about how not all pullovers are necessarily designed to be steeked. So this is one it's really nice. It's nice that it has been then adapted into a steeked cardigan pullover. There's a lot of color work and bobbles and things happening. Again, probably not another mindless knit. And that's actually one that I think I would prefer the pullover version.
I would too. I think I was actually thinking about that one this morning because I have some hand spun that I was thinking would be really pretty for the contrast color against a navy.
That would be pretty. Scheming away.
Yeah, dreaming away is more like
yes.
it. I'm currently told myself I'm not allowed to cast on another garment until I finish John's cardigan.
Yes. How long has that been in progress?
4 months.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible, but I want it done.
How many have you finished for you in the meantime?
3.
Guilty.
4.
Okay, yeah, you gotta finish his cardigan because you're also like this close to finishing.
It's just the button band that's left. That's all I have to do. But
my god, yeah, you're bad.
I know. I'll probably, and what's sad is I'll probably finish a 5th before I finish his because my diaphanous raglan is this close to being done.
Okay, I don't feel bad about not knitting on Jason's socks here lately. In comparison.
Touch. And then, all right, well, I'll move on to the next one to avoid my wifely shame.
Guilt.
So the next pattern is the frost slippers, and I apologize to the designer if I say her last name incorrectly, by Emily Kingta. I don't know. It'll be here on the screen. Yes. But these are really cute, kind of all over Nordic inspired design, color work slippers. And I believe you said they're knit 2 at a time, right, Zoe?
I mean, I think that's what's suggested. It's magic loop, so you could do them 2 at a time. And then I think the steek is at the top where the cuff would get picked up and knit.
Yeah, so they look super cute. And were they worsted weight?
Yeah.
So they work up.
Yeah, they're knit picks pattern. So for wool of the Andes, I think, in the worsted weight. So yeah, that again, another small, really affordable kind of option. So I was gonna say they might make good Christmas presents for somebody. So
yeah, and I was gonna say another thing with the knit along is I know we've suggested a lot of garments, and our final pattern is gonna be another garment, but you can do this for a baby size cardigan if you wanted to give it. I think there's mitten patterns out there. I'm sure there's other sock slipper type patterns, blankets. We don't care what you make as long as you cut it at the end of the day.
Yes. That's the only requirement. So
yeah, the size or scale of the project doesn't matter.
Yes. And so the last one is one that I have talked about again many times here or on my channel, and that is the Dathan pullover by Kate Davies. I didn't actually realize until we were scrolling through the steeked patterns that it is a steeked pattern, and I was like, good to know. So I'm guessing, that it's somewhere on the sleeves or something that you're steeking, because again, it's another dolman batwing kind of shape. So yeah, once I finish my Jupiter crop, I'll have to reassess my hand spun situation and
see what you can cast on.
Contemplate, starting that. So
yeah, that's just a rough list of suggested things you guys can make, things that we've been thinking about making for a variety of those for a while now.
Yeah.
And we invite you to join in the fun, and maybe.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I think whenever we're done with our shawls, we should do a live and we should steek them together.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah. So.
Can you do a joint live? Yeah, I guess you can do a joint live on YouTube, or we could do it on Instagram.
Either way.
Whatever works. But yeah, that would be a lot of fun. And we invite you guys to join us in the great stitch and snip, I think is what we've been calling it.
It's our new. We should even use that as a hashtag, but oh well.
The unofficial tag of the knit along.
Yes.
Maybe that's what we can call our live.
Nip and stitch. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, do you have anything else you want to say about steeking, the KAL, anything along those lines?
No, if I do, I'll put it up in one of my episodes if I think of something between now and then. I'm actually going to sit down and record a update for y'all after Naomi and I are done here, so nice. That'll be around soon. Yeah.
The only thing I was going to say is, having done minimal steeking myself, is it's a lot scarier than it seems.
Yeah.
And if you use the right yarn, you'll be fine. You don't have to let it intimidate you, because
I would agree with that there's nothing to be afraid of with knitting. Like, just jump in and do it. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like, what's the point if you're not going to have fun and take some risks and, and try new things? Although I'll probably want my little snips for when we actually.
Yeah, just use really sharp scissors. That's my advice as well. Get some nice sharp, not these that my husband has stolen and used to like pull a nail out of something. So they've got you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, mine have it too. Yeah.
It's all pocked.
Yes. Husbands.
Gotta love them.
Tell him that's why his cardigan hasn't been finished yet.
I should have steeked it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, now I'd still have to pick up the button band, which is what's the part that's belaboring the process. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Yes, we're rambling now.
We invite you guys to join us, and until next time, stay up to date with our channel. So pop on onto Zoe's channel, give her a thumbs up, and subscribe so you can stay up to date. Same for over here. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Got my boobies hanging out today.
Girl, leave that cleavage out. Let's get some views.